So an update this afternoon, the Green Bay Public Market announcing that it has reached 60% of its fundraising goals. The project's leading donor is the Richard J. Resch Foundation and will hold naming rights for Resch Square. Some demolition has already started on both the interior and exterior of the building, which is located on North Broadway. Executive Director of On Broadway, Brian Johnson, talks about the benefits of having a nonprofit take on this project.
And by having a nonprofit take this on, you can commit to programming and you can commit to reasonable rent rates that allow your tenants to be successful.
Construction for fencing and sidewalks will start soon. The full construction timeline hoping to be completed by March of next year. On Broadway is currently accepting applications and signing leases for potential tenants who meet their qualifications.